Hi everyone, happy day after Valentine's Day. I'm currently filming in the middle of a snowstorm, so I'm happy to be inside. And today I have a what sold video for you. I'm going over the sales from February 1st to February 15th, which is today. And the past couple of weeks have been a roller coaster. I've had some pretty high sales, but I've also had a lot of sales of stuff that I wanted to get rid of that I just let go for not a lot of money. So I'm gonna share everything with you so you can get a general picture of what day-to-day is like. So let's get started. Lily, you have literally nowhere to jump. Okay, first up is this Cloth and Stone button-up. It's a striped lightweight top and it sold for $22. That one I picked up knowing that it might not sell for a long time, but it sold. Same thing with this Topshop dress. I sold this one for $15. It was a daisy scallop dress. It was kind of a 90s print. I've had this forever, I think. I don't even know how long I've had it, but I needed to get rid of it. Next up is this denim black pinstripe jacket by Trip NYC. I sold that for $25 and that was a Ben's find. Trip NYC is kind of like a alternative goth punk clothing line. It was really popular in the 90s and it's still pretty popular, so that was a good find. Next, I sold some vintage canisters. It was just the flour and tea, so I was kind of nervous to sell that because it didn't have the whole set, but so I sold it for just $19 and I was happy to see that go, especially since it sold on Poshmark. I was able to ship it for $7 flat rate, and it would have been a lot more to ship it if I sold it on eBay. Next was a Ben's find. It's a pink YSL makeup bag, and that one sold for $9. I think I priced that too low, but it sold really fast, so I'm happy to see it go. Next up is a vintage lotus flower belt, and it's a black and gold belt that I found at an estate sale. I've had that since last spring, so I'm pretty happy to see that one go. I thought that would do better, but it only sold for $18. So, goodbye. Next is a pair of dress pants by Talbots. I found two pairs of these at the bins. I sold this pair for $22. No, what did I sold these for $19. And this is the second pair that's sold, so that was a good find at the bins. Next up was a kind of cottagecore looking ruly dress. I've sold probably 3 other ruly pieces before. They don't really go for a lot of money. But this one sold for $15 and I was okay with that. This next one was kind of surprising. It was just a loft with tags dress, and I sold it for $35. I don't really pick up loft a lot, but I think I picked it up because it still had the tags on and I liked the pattern on it, so that was a good sale. Next is this genuine rabbit fur coat by BB. It's a vintage coat that I found at the bins. I sold it for $81 and it had a stain on it, but on the front, but it's still sold, so I'm glad to see that go. Next is a Lucky Brand pair of jeans that I've had for over a year. I'm not picking up Lucky Brand anymore. I say that now, but you know how that goes. These sold for $15 and they were the sweet jean boot style. Next is another jacket I've had for over a year. This was a cycling jacket by Suede, and that sold for $25. Next were the men's Nike White City Court tennis shoes. These sold for $40, and I was surprised at that, so that was a good flip. Then this was a new with tags Lulu black dress. I sold it for $20. It was the Star Spangled Black backless lace romper. Not a dress, it was a romper. So that was a good sale. Still pending acceptance. When did I sell that? I sold that on February 5th. So slow. Next is another piece that I've had for more than a year. It's a Of Mice and Men shirt. I sold it for $20 and it needs to be out of my life immediately. This was a recent bins find. It's by Diamond Supply Company, and I sold this set. It was a hat and scarf. I sold that for $27. I paid like $1 or $2 for it, so I was happy with that. Next up is a Nike bra. I sold it for $9. But things are so slow right now, I'm really not turning down offers. So, goodbye. This sale surprised me. They're Levi's 501s. I've had them forever, like more than a year. And I sold them for $40. I don't know why they took so long. This piece, I wanted it out of my life too. There's so many that were old. I'm so glad to get rid of. This one I even sent it into ThreadUp and it didn't sell. It's a off-shoulder Boston Proper shirt. It sold for $21. It was a coral beaded. Yeah, it was an off-shoulder top, so goodbye. Next was another piece I had for more than a year. I had this Athleta Revelation yoga pant in black. It sold for $36. Next was another piece I had for more than a year. It was a new with tag vest by Eve Peyton Jensen, and it was a brown vest. That one sold for $10. I can hear Lily playing in the newspaper downstairs. This was a jacket out of my own closet. It was a Adidas floral jacket with pink sleeves. It was kind of sad. It sold for $32. I picked that one up last summer, and that was the last Poshmark sale over the last 2 weeks. I've been selling more on Facebook lately. I sold this candle for $15. I had way too many candles in my closet because Aldi has them for like $3.99. I sold this one for $15. I watched a show on Netflix about minimalism, so then I started organizing my closet or my office the next day, and I posted this desk organizer. I just had so many like little containers everywhere with not very much in them, so I consolidated. I put that on Facebook, made $10. This sale was really surprising. It's a Chinese ginger jar. I didn't even know what it was when I picked it up. I thought it was a planter, but it had like an Asian painting on the front or all over. And then I was looking throughout the store and I found the lid. So then I'm like, well, what is it if it has a lid? And then I realized that it's a Chinese ginger jar for storing ginger. And I posted it on Facebook. The comps were everywhere, so I didn't know what to price it at. It went from $50 to $300, so I just posted it for 80, and I think I posted it for too little. It sold within a couple minutes for 80 bucks. So that was an exciting sale, but I think I undercut myself. This next item is a 70s peacock chair. I found it when my boyfriend and I went out of town, and I just stopped in a Goodwill. I bought this for, I think, 30 bucks. It had the chair with the stool, and I posted it originally for 400. This girl contacted me and offered 200, but I had just posted it, so I was gonna wait. And it's been a few months, and she messaged me again and said, since it hadn't sold, will you sell it for 225? And I sold it. So that was my biggest flip in a long time. Next was a stained glass lampshade. I almost didn't pick it up for some reason, but it sold for $60, and it had a lot of interest right away, so I think I'm gonna pick up any kind of stained glass I find from now on. Next up is eBay. I have barely any eBay sales this past couple weeks. The first one is a Star Wars romper that I found at the bins. That one sold for $30. I have some pants by J Brand. They're the Natasha pant. They have a button fly in their black pants. Those sold for $75. And then we have a vintage pineapple cream and sugar set, and that one sold for $30. Next was a tankini by Hapari that I found at the bins. That one sold for $30. And that's it for eBay. Yikes. Okay, next we have Etsy. I sold this Heavenly Days vintage dish set. That sold for $43, but it was pretty expensive to ship, so I didn't make a whole lot of money on that. Okay, next up is my sales from Macari. I sold a zip-up Eileen Fisher hoodie. It was orange, and I sold it for $39. And that sold pretty quickly. This one went to Indianapolis. It was a Harley Davidson hat that I found at the bins, and that sold for $15. Next up was a red Lulu's dress. It was extra large, so that was a good size to sell. That one sold for $30. And then you might recognize this from one of my hauls. It was a vintage tin chef recipe box, and that one I found at the bins. It sold for $15. This is my first month selling on the RealReal, so I'm pretty excited. I sent them a lot of my old inventory that was designer, and I have 11 sales so far, and I just started within the last couple weeks. Most of my commission is 40% for now. And the first thing to sell was this Nike hoodie that sold for $50. And then we have a Catherine Melandrino dress. It said that it was like new condition, but that dress had the tags on it, and I could see the tags in the picture. That one sold for $52. This dress I tried selling for so long, and I for sure thought it would go. And it was this really, it was an evening gown by Nicole Miller. It was leopard print. It sold for $120. Then we had this Eileen Fisher cardigan. That one sold for $50. A lot of these sold for around $50. We have Michael Kors heels. Those also sold for $50. Vince Camuto top. It was hot pink and it was silk. That one sold for $40. And these were also by Vince. These were suede slides, and these sold for $68. These pants I had forever. I was just, they were 7 for All Mankind Those sold for $50. I was really surprised at that. This Eileen Fisher sweater, I found two of the same one, but this one had the tag and the other one didn't. That one sold for $40. I also sent them a BCBG Max Azria dress. They will take Max Azria, but they won't take Generation. And this one sold for $52. Lastly, I had this swimsuit forever. I'm pretty sure it was new with tags. I don't know why I couldn't sell it, but I listed it at the Real and it sold pretty much right away. By Nanette Lepore, and that one also sold for $52. And that is it. Sales have been kind of a roller coaster the last few weeks, but that's okay. That's what we sign up for when we choose to resell. So hopefully things will pick up soon and I will just keep posting. Thank you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe.